politics of garden for, I don't know how many years it is, but as a councillor, and I was elected chief in '88. And one of the things that, that I hear different candidates talk about, right, is teamwork. One of the things that inspired me as I was involved with the politics of Garden River, even when I first started back in 1970, I listened to people. And in those years, Garden River was a lot smaller and the community was a lot closer. So I learned lots from my parents and grandparents, and that instilled lots of me. And as the years went by, you know, I see we have to adapt and change in different ways here. So as a candidate for chief, I bring all that knowledge and wisdom with me. And like a lot of you candidates mentioned teamwork here. When I became chief in 1988, all through the years prior to that, people wanted agreement with that highway, and they always wanted some of their ancestral lands back. So before I even became the chief, I know my time was coming because of the people. The people in Garden River, especially the old people, they told me in different ways. Then, you know how the old people were, but they didn't tell you direct. They asked you to come over there and visit me. And they told you about this, but when they really wanted to tell you about yourself, that's, you know, that's kind of hard to explain, but that's the way they were. And so in '88, I know what I had to do there. I put a good team together, which was all talked about, teamwork. And I know they had to be strong people, stand up, because I know the politics of the reserve, because I was brought up that way. I know they had to be strong in different areas. And they had to, those certain individuals, like some of your candidates come up with different angles here. Don't forget, we're all individuals, but we can make a good team. And a certain individual had certain things that they valued that I know would be good for the people. And that's why we built this team. And I tell you, if I become chief, we're going to have all open meetings. All open. There's no such thing as in camera. Because I learned that from that team, we put a process in place that invited people in when we were getting close to the agreement, when we were joint venture, all these things. We let the people, brought the people along. And that's what needs to be done. You all talked about change, but the key to that is you have to bring your people along. And your policies, your policies and procedures and processes. You've got to have processes here, your right bylaws. The key to that is your members have to understand that, the whole process. Not just the people in power. I shouldn't say that, I don't like that word. I don't know any other word that can describe that. Not the people in power. To me, your band members have to have the power, not the people up here. You're leading them. You've got to listen to the people. So that's the way, if I'm elected chief, we'll progress here. Just for instance, you talked about to be self-sustaining. Okay, now, just in the past little while there, we did make CMHC in one of the areas that we want to make maybe like a pilot project, just to put a team together, is your housing, because housing is big here. And we put a housing authority together, but you have to have certain individuals in that housing authority that are key in those areas that we need. Quality assurance, people that know material, and people that know how to build houses, and people that can inspect them and make sure that compliance is there, and the workmanship. But the most important thing that you have to have is financial control. So you have to have that. And the financial control, you know, we just went through an incident here where some young person got charged. But to me, I don't know, there's something fishy there. And the key to that is financial control. And I think we even have to develop a better system than that we can all know that will be foolproof. Like I said before, if I'm elected, I want to set up an elders advisory committee. And I don't want to forget the youth here. And we have to have a youth committee too. But I guess the elders have to take part, especially nowadays. You know, just like I explained, housing authority, you know, we spend a lot of money in education here. We do. A lot of times, and that's not a problem. But the problem is, when we educate our people, we don't bring them back and create those things so they fit here. And that should be, we should create that on a better climate that our people do want to come back, but we have to make that fit for them. And then you what they call a holistic view on it. You're not only educating them, but you're bringing them back so you can move along and help the rest of your people. And, okay, I do have flyers, and I mentioned teamwork, emphasize it, and I do have some buttons. And I guess I'm 66 years old now, and like I said, I went through a lot of experience, and I know how politics works. And you're right, they do need change down there. And I think if we bring the people along, that change will happen a lot smoother. We've got to create a better environment for that change. And I think by developing teams, people know the process, the policies, procedures, that'll help a lot better atmosphere for all of us, so we can all benefit. I just want to say, in this pamphlet, I didn't mention culture too much, but you know, a lot of our answers are in our problems, in our solutions, is in our culture. I always remember that old movie in 1970 called Little Big Man. And this man, Chief Dan George, inspired me at that time, and I knew I wanted to get involved in politics. One of the things he said, that we, the people, are the land, we're the rock, we're the trees, we're the grass, we're the water. And one person mentioned trees here. I think everything is based on our trees. That's where we have to come from. Education, resources, all those things should be shared with us. And one of the things we have to seek out, create opportunities is on our traditional lands. That's happening here. We're in court cases there. But we got to make sure that this happens in a good way and through teamwork. And then we bring the people along knowing what they're doing here. This will happen a lot smoother. So I just said I was, really not looking back at my years living in Garden River. I was away for 2 years. I used to sail on the Great Lakes. And after that, I worked in the steel plant. I retired from there. I guess what I wanted to say is, you know, I remember my parents, all our friends and neighbors, my grandparents, and our ancestors. But in remembering them, I lived a good life here. I hunt, trapped, and I worked in a steel plant because I was shift work. And we built hockey teams. We competitive. We won the school here a couple of times. Baseball teams. So I know the teamwork worked for us because because we can compete with anybody, and we can even be championships. And we got certain people from Garden River there. Individually, they stand out like Ted, Darren, and Dave too, because he is making a name for himself all across this country and worldwide. So, you know, there's a place for everybody here. And we just got to create the opportunities and working together, and these things will fit a lot better. So, I just wanted to say I did live a good life in Garden River because of all that. And I'm thankful to Prater. And I see my two daughters here. They've helped me along since. I'm married. I got 5 kids. I got 2 daughters, and they're both here. I got 3 sons. Hopefully they're working in the bush. And I got 6 granddaughters, 3 grandsons. This past weekend, they were competing, and we always had horses. So my daughter's got horses now. And they were competing in Echo Bay. They won, how many first prizes? 4 first prizes. And I don't know how many times they came in second. So I went down there and I watched them. I got other granddaughters too, but the point I want to make here, I went over and I told them that, good job. See what I said? Hard work does pay off. So I was proud of them, and I just want to say, through strong leadership, teamwork, we will be a proud people and a strong nation. So be rich.